Hey all, welcome back to another video. So in this video we will discuss about how to stop our instance using AWS Lambda. So let's get started. So for this, the very first step you have to know about that what is AWS Lambda. So basically AWS Lambda is a serverless computing service provided by AWS. It allows user to run code without having to provision or manage servers. With Lambda, you can write a code in a variety of language, including Python, JavaScript, Ruby, and AWS will automatically execute that code in response to specific events such as changes in data, update to a database, or the arrival of new file in the S3 bucket. One of the main benefit of using AWS Lambda is that it allows you to run code only when it is needed, which can greatly reduce costs. Instead of having to keep servers running all the time, you can use the Lambda to automatically start and stop instance as needed, based on the event that trigger your code. And the another benefit of using AWS Lambda is that it automatically scales to handle changes in traffic. If your code is receiving a lot of requests, Lambda will automatically spin up more instance to handle the load and then spin them down again when the traffic subsides. So overall, AWS Lambda allows developer to build and run application of services without having to worry about the underlying infrastructure which can save time, money, and resources. So that's all about AWS Lambda theory part. So let's move on the demonstration part. So go ahead and open the AWS console. So this is our console home. So I made the EC2 in the previous video. We will stop that the same EC2. So if you haven't seen it, then first go and see it. Only then it will be more clear to you. So open the EC2. So you can see that our instance is in running state. So we have to stop this instance using AWS Lambda. So let's move on to AWS Lambda. Open link in a new tab. So firstly you have to create a function and enter a name that describes the purpose of your function, and I'll choose here function start stop. So in the next you have to choose a language to use to write your function. So this console editor supports only Node.js, Python, Ruby. So in my case I'll choose Python 3.9. So in the next you have to choose a role that define the permissions of your function. So I'm using here as existing role, which I created earlier, which is Lambda role. So in that role, I'll attach the policy which is administrator access. Basically, it provides the full access of AWS services and resources. So you don't have to create role for different services. Like you have to create EC2, then you have to create a role and attach policy. So you have to just create a one role and attach a administrator access, which will provide you to the full access of AWS services and resources, which will save your time as well. So I'll choose a Lambda role, and then the next is create function. So you can see that our function is successfully created. So I'll erase this code and I'll write here start stop code which I write here clear. So I'll copy it and paste it over there. So yeah, so in this case we use Boto 3. So for this you have to know about that what is Boto 3. So basically, Boto 3 is the Amazon Web Service for Python, which allows Python developer to write software that make use of service like S3 EC2, which provide an ease to use object-oriented API as well as low-level direct access to AWS services. So um, this Python script that uses the Boto3 library to interact with Amazon EC2 service, and this script set the region like AP Northeast one, which is my region because I am in Tokyo region. You will choose as per your own requirement and specify a list of instance. So in this case, just one instance with the ID. So yeah, that is instance ID, and I'll copy it earlier. So the script then create a client object for ease to using the Boto3 library and defines a lambda function called lambda handler. Inside the function, it stops the specified instance using a stop instance method of EC2 client object. So this code will print stop instance whenever it run. This script will stop the instance specified in the instance list. So I'll deploy it. So it is successfully deployed. So now it's time for the testing. So go in the test section and create a new event, and I'll choose your event name event stop. So rest of all is same as it is. So now I'm save it. So yeah, it is saved. So it's time for the testing. Let me test it. So click on the test. So you can see that our execution is succeed. So go in the detail and check it out. So uh, so this section below shows the logging call in your code. So this shows it as like stop instance. So you will show that it stop our instance. So for the mode verification, you have to go to on EC2 and check it out our instance is stopped or not. So let me refresh it. So you can see that our instance is stopped. So for the similarly, you have to start a instance. You have to do just one thing. You have to just erase the stopped and replace it with start. Yeah, rest of all is same as it is. Only you have to replace start with stop. Sorry, stop with start. So let's deploy it. Again, go to the test. create new event and name as event start and save it. So let's test it. So you can see that our execution is succeed, and in the log output it will show that our instance is start. So go in the instance section and let me refresh it again. You can see that our instance is in pending state. So it will take couple of minutes for the uh, running state. So as you can see that our instance state is running. So this is pretty much simple for how to start stop any instance. Hope you like it. Thank you.